warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So in this PPT, I want to explain about collecting and analyzing diagnostic informations. With me, Riska Baroroh. It's about definition diagnosis, and then diagnosis relationships, data collections, and have method collection data informations. 1 is questionnaire, 2 interview, 3 observations, and 4 unobtrusive measure. And then have analysis technique. 1 is qualitative and 2 is quantitative. Definition diagnosis. Diagnosis is the process of gathering information that will be shared with clients to jointly assess how the organization its functions and how to determine intervention for better change. Diagnostic relationship. Diagnostic relationship are things to perform data collections method or information. This relationship greatly affect the quality of information obtained by audit practitioners. Diagnostic relationships are so important because this is to build good relationships with people who will be asked for information or respondents. When a good relationship is established, the information provided by the respondents will be of higher quality. This is because the respondent is familiar with and will usually be more open in providing information. Communications to potential respondents. 1. An OD practitioner should be able to introduce himself to respondents' role in the data collections process. 2. An OD practitioner is able to clarify himself to be ready to work. 3. An OD practitioner knows well and knows the information he wants to get from the respondents. 4. An OD practitioner must be able to confine respondents. 5. An OD practitioner is able to explain the benefits a respondent will get for an information provider. The following are questions that provide subset on the diagnostic relationships. 1. Who is the OD practitioner? 2. Why is the practitioner here? 3. Who does the practitioner work for? 4. What does the practitioner want and why? 5. How will my confidentiality be protected? 6. Who will have access to the data? 7. What in it for me? 8. Can the practitioner be trusted? Data collecting. Planning to collecting data, analyzing data, finding back data, and following up. Planning to collect data. Planning for how why information is collected, and then collecting data is determining and implementing information collections method, and then analysis data is analyzes the information obtained, including analyzes the quality for the information itself, and then finding back data is providing feedback on information to relate practice, and then following up on the analysis according the objective to be achieved. Method data collections. Questionnaire, interview, observation, and unobtrusive measure. Questionnaire definition is questionnaires are one of the most efficient way to collect data. The questionnaire is flexible because it is a form of question that can be adapted to the character of the organization. The questionnaire consists of definite response options, easy to calculate and evaluate, especially when using a computer. In addition, the results are easy to share with respondents as feedback or as a feedback. Major advantage is when responses can be quantified and summarized to large samples and large quantities of data. 3 is relatively inexpensive. Major potential problems. 1 is little opportunity for empathy with subjects, and then predetermined questions, no chance to change. 3. Over-interpretations of data possible. 4. Response biases possible. And interview. Interview is a common method and is widely used in the OD world in collecting data. The interview is divided into two. One is structured interviews and two unstructured interview. The structured interview is an interview in which the questions have been provided or have been prepared, and the list is in accordance with the information required. Meanwhile, unstructured is a spontaneous interview. Major advantage: 1 is adaptive, allow customization, 2 source of rich data, 3 empathic, 4 process build rapport with subjects. Major potential problems: relative expensive, 2 bias in interviewer responses, 3 coding and interpretation can be difficult, 4 self-report bias possible. Definitions: observation is a direct method used to obtain the information or data needed. For example, observing and feeling directly in the field. Generally, an observation is done by walking around the work area and recording discoveries that are considered important. Major advantage: collect data on actual behavior rather than report or behavior, so real time, not retrospective, 3 adaptive. And then major potential problems: coding and interpretations difficulties, 2 sampling inconsistency, 3 observer bias and questionable reliability, 4 can be expensive. Instrument: checklist. Checklist is which contains the names of the respondent and the factor to be observed. 2 rating scale. This is to record symptoms according to level. 3 anecdotal record is a record made by researcher regarding the extraordinary behavior of the respondent. And then 4 is mechanical device, a tool for taking picture of fonts or recording certain events that are displayed by respondents. Supervisory measure. Definitions: the data collections was carried out indirectly from respondent. Major advantage: non-reactive, no responses bias, high fast validity, and then 3 easily quantified. Major potential problems: 1 access and retrieval difficulties, 2 validity concerns, 3 coding and interpretation difficult. The example from this method is attendance, tardiness, performance, meeting note, and campaign note. Techniques: 1 is qualitative and 2 quantitative. Analysis technique: 1 is qualitative tools, have a content analysis and force field analysis. That qualitative content analysis is a way of analyzing by conveying input, comment, or opinions from respondents into certain group into categories. The step this is carried out is reading the input carefully. 2 checks not to repeat the same input. Force field analysis. The method is drawn from Kurt Lewin 3-step model of change. This method is used for making decisions, especially in planning and implementing change management programs in organizations. Example from force field analysis of work group performance. And then technique 2 is quantitative tools, have described statistic, measure of association, example is correlation, and then different test. Intentions. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.